Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to thank you again for joining us. Tonight we have the talented Tanya Nolan. She has a brand new single that she'll be sharing with us later in the show. But we're going to welcome Nayyir back. He is back as we finish this season. He was out last week, but he's back. Welcome back. But also remind you, we're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, of course, our official website, thestephennightshow.com. If you'd rather watch us, you can go to our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Please comment, like, and subscribe. We appreciate your comments. All right, well, our question of the day is, are you friends with your coworkers? Lynia.
Hell no.
Point blank, period. Chike, what about you?
Well, I'm associates with my coworkers. They might be listening, but I don't think that we've had enough, because I'm not at the same job anymore.
Right.
I don't think we have enough quality time together outside of work to be friends. But I did have friends at my other job.
Okay. What about you, Nayyir? I know you have an interest in because you're your own boss, but
right.
typically at your jobs, were you friends with them?
Never. Yeah. I've never been friends with any coworkers, and I've never been employed with my two friends at the same place. So yeah, nah. We don't have enough. I don't develop enough history with people I work with.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah. My current job, I wouldn't say I'm friends with anyone. I will say, so I did have a friendship group, a work group for a job I had years ago. And we've kept in touch over the years, and like we celebrate birthdays and weddings and babies, whatever. And so one of the guys from that group, he just got hired to work on my team. So he and I, we're cool. We're cool, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I think, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of brings up an interesting point as well, perspective. I think we're a family.
Right.
But I don't know if you all would consider me a friend. I don't know if I'm that person in that circle. I think we are endearing towards each other, and we know we can call on each other if necessary. But I think we're closer than I am with most of my colleagues or work associates. We actually have a different type of a bond. This is not work, but it's an extracurricular thing that I think we bonded over, and we come from very we each have different experiences with each other over the several years. So this is a little different.
Yeah, that is true. True. Well, I mean, I'm sure we could be, the people at our jobs, we could be friends with them one day, but friends, I think cool, and we get along and look forward to seeing each other at work is different.
You can be friendly with people at work.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You can be friendly with people at work. You can be friendly.
How many friends do you have? How many friends do you have, Stephen? How many true people who you would say, this is my friend, I am their friend? How many do you have? I've got only two.
Yeah, I think the numbers changes because there's some people, like when I moved to Atlanta from Virginia, that I talk to every day, and that I don't talk to as much just because life happens, people get married, kids, work, whatever. And so they're old friends, but we don't interact that much, except for on social media. You know what I mean? But in terms of who I have friends, I would say 10 people that call friends.
Wow.
But I do know a lot of people. But I know a lot of people, but that I call friends, I would say about maybe 10.
Wow. That's good. That's really good.
But they don't all know everything. My mom always said, not one person should know everything about you.
Right. El Boogie, and before we move, I just want to get y'all numbers too, El Boogie and Chike.
I really can't give you a number because that old adage, people are either here for a season or for a lifetime. And, for me, when I fall in love with people, I consider you family because I'm not close to my extended family like that. So when that relationship severs, that's a hurt piece for me. Yeah. So then I have to reevaluate. But I mean, as far like Chike's not my friend, he's my brother.
Yeah.
That's how our relationship, like he is my brother. He is my brother reincarnated. I always say that because I lost my older brother. He's my brother reincarnated for me. So he's not my friend. He's my brother. Yeah. And I know that I can go to him. There are certain people I know that I can go to, but there's like only a couple. I'm like, I'm really going to die for you. I'm gonna have to kill somebody for you. He's one of those.
Wow.
What did you get?
I would say that I have 4 friends, with one of them being a friend of me.
Friend of me. Okay. Okay. I find myself too, like, because friendships, they do change sometimes. And there's some people that they're around because we have mutual friends, but I'm not really friends with them. You know what I mean? I'm cool with them. I see them, we speak, but I'm not like, I don't hang out with them or whatever, unless they're part of, someone invites them, pretty much.
I ain't even, I'll tell you that right now.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Chike, I never know what to expect from Chike.
Are you okay?
That got on tonight.
Let me clarify, because there may be some people out in the world that are like this. So you have a friend that you're close to, but that particular friend is someone who may be low-key jealous of you, who low-key tries to, compete with you all the time, or maybe low-key wants to be you. There's this thing going on. But the person is a friend because they're there for you when you really need them, but they move a little covertly.
I got you.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, are you friends with your coworkers? All right. So last night was all about the MTV VMAs. I didn't watch, but they're known for creating pop culture moments every year, and as celebrities show up and show out and give us memories that last forever. Without fail, this year was no exception, thanks to A-list names like Nicki Minaj, Lil Nas X, and Lizzo. And there were enough show-stopping moments to go around. Now, before the show even started, Lil Nas X did what he's known for doing by shutting down the red carpet, a jaw-dropping look. This time, he managed to up the ante once again as he showed off wearing a 2-piece black ensemble made of hair, complete with a full skirt, a matching headpiece. Underneath, he kept things more simple with just some black leather pants and boots. However, that was only the start, because during the show, he made a quick outfit change with a full-length dress with large cutouts. Co-host Jack Harlow opened the show performing his hit First Class. However, it was a surprise guest that instantly went viral. His song samples Fergie's 2006 hit Glamorous, and so the audience was happy when he brought her out to perform with him. We're going to talk more about the Lizzo situation in our next topic, but Nicki Minaj, she was on double duty as co-host, and she was recipient of the Video Vanguard Award for 2022 MTV VMAs. And fans knew that she was going to somehow find a way to create a viral moment. During her 15-minute performance span in her career, Nicki had the Barbs in a frenzy and the celebrities in attendance on their feet. Once she was done hitting the stage, she gave a heartfelt speech thanking her fans and musical inspirations, including Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston. Now, briefly about Lizzo, there have been some things we're going to talk about in our next topic, but she gave a speech when she won, and she said, people wonder why she doesn't clap back. He said, bitch, I'm winning. So she said she didn't have to. But there are other performance and things and highlights from last night that people have been talking about. Nayyir, take a wild guess. Did you watch?
I did not watch, but I caught the recap through the social media.
Yeah.
Caught the recap.
Do you think these awards still, I remember when I was a kid, I couldn't wait for the awards to come on. Do you think it still has that pull, that draw for, people maybe in a younger generation or whatever?
Yeah, I think for the age group that we were when we were attracted to it, I think it may still have a bit of a draw around that. But I think as we've gotten older, our attention has changed a bit to other things that are that we probably didn't see coming. We have interest in series and things of that nature, But yeah, I think certain award shows, especially music awards, they still have a good hold on the appropriate demographic. I think they do.
Yeah. Chike, did you watch? What were some of the highlights, or what are your thoughts on the awards?
No, I did not. And I'm gonna push back a little bit on what Nayyir said, just a little bit. I remember distinctly being a kid watching like the American Music Awards, the MTV Awards, Grammys, you know, all those shows with my parents because we both had something invested in the show. There were artists from both of our genres present, performing and or accepting and or presenting, whatever the case may be, but it was a program for the family to watch because we all had something invested. I don't think that the show these days, I don't think they cater to everyone. I think they cater to the younger demographic, and they do not,
Yeah.
they do not market in a way to pull someone who grew up in the R&B era or the classic hip hop era into those shows. So that's how I feel. And no,
Yeah.
I didn't watch. And to be quite honest, I know that social media is my business with this, but I'm not interested. There's nothing that makes me interested. Even the cutout dress doesn't make me interested.
Yeah. What about you, Lynia?
No, I did not watch, you know, like everybody else, you know, you watch the recaps, but, you know, to Chike's point, there's nothing that draws me in to want to watch. Nothing that would pique my interest. And, you know, especially when, you know, we go through this thing of, you couldn't tell me what Jack Harlow's song was that was so hot over the summer because I don't know it. But I saw the list, the nominees of the category he was in. And I'm like, okay, right. Yeah, no, I'm good. Nothing against Jack Harlow. I just looked at that list and I'm just like, that whole dynamic of, is it really for us? Or you're just including us to pacify us because it's really for them? I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. All right, well, speaking of Lizzo, Aries Spears body shamed Lizzo last week. In case you missed it, he made some very distasteful remarks about the singer during a recent interview on Art of Dialogue interview. The comedian said, "I can't get past the fact that she looks like a SHIT emoji. She got a very pretty face, but she keeps showing off her body. Come on, man. Yo, I'm sorry. Listen, I ain't the most in shape N-word in the world, but still, when you're funny and you got swagger and confidence and you're decent looking, I think I'm at least handsome, you get girls." He didn't say girls, but he said cat. But a woman that is built like a plate of mashed potatoes is in trouble. Now, shortly after, he was trending for those comments and the backlash came. And of course, he responded, but failed to issue apology. He pretty much stood on what he's saying. He was a comedian and he's been in the game 30 years. If he wasn't funny, then, why would he still have this career and blah, blah, blah. But people came to Lizzo's defense, including comedian Mike Epps. Mike Epps called out Aries for looking dirty and for a failing career. So back to the awards last night when Lizzo won and said, "I don't clap back because bitch, I'm winning." People thought that was her response, but she tweeted today that I wasn't talking about anyone in particular. I'm talking to everyone, So let me ask you, Chike, should she have specifically clapped back at him? And what do you think about his comments? He's a comedian. That's what they do. Did he go too far?
So I'm glad she didn't clap back because I don't like Lizzo's clap back. I think that she demeans herself when she claps back. And it may be the way that she claps back is just, I don't know, she goes ham. And I think it's just too much. It's just not a good look for her when she claps back. So Aries is my Twitter buddy. We have never met, but we have correspondence via Twitter and in the DMs. And I was actually trying to get him on the show a couple times. Aries is from the old school of comedy. He is probably one of those that are unapologetic about his art, and he's going to say what he wants to say and how he wants to say it. Damned what's going on in the world right now. He's going to do what he wants to do. Probably why he's not as popular as he could be. Yeah, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. Lynia, should she have clapped back directly? And what do you think about his comments? Were they too far? He's a comedian. Does he get a pass? What are your thoughts?
No clapback necessary. And, you know, not that it would have made it any better, but if he was on stage at a show and he said it, you know, it would have been distasteful. But then you say he's a comedian. He was doing an interview for something. Mm-hmm. And the guy who was interviewing him was like, they were talking about music.
Right. Yeah.
And the guy was like, yeah, you know who else does hot music? During their conversation, he was like, Lizzo. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, he went from 0 to 100. Mm-hmm. That had nothing to do with the conversation.
Right.
He said, you know who else has good music? Mm-hmm. Then what he said was disrespectful. That's your opinion. That's how you feel. That's fine. But was it really necessary?
Right.
Because that wasn't even what the point of the discussion was. Mm. And then the subsequent videos he put up after that just made him look even more trifling. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it just didn't make sense. But, you know, what would be the purpose of her responding to what? Because she is winning. Mm-hmm. First of all, listen, I can't dance for 8 straight minutes and play a damn flute.
Right.
I can't dance for 2 straight minutes right now without feeling like I need an asthma pump. Mm-hmm. But she can.
Yeah.
I guarantee you his ass can't walk up a flight of steps without having some problems. Mm-hmm. She work out more than both of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Point blank period for how she be jumping around. Congratulations, Lizzo.
Congratulations, Lizzo. Yeah. In one of the videos he made, it was a video of him listening to Beyonce's "Break My Soul," dancing to it to the haters. You know, I guess they were.
That's what he was doing. This was.
Yeah.
In the bed, laying down.
Right. Nayyir, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm from that I like that line Drake said, diss me, you'll never hear a reply for it. Although he has replied, but I love that line. I just think, you know, I'm still from that school of success is the best revenge. You know, it speaks louder than anything. So just keep doing your thing. You know, I like the class act, the way she responded, where she just kind of, I'm talking to everybody, you know, not him or anybody in particular, just everybody.
Yeah.
I think that's enough. I think that's more than enough.
Yeah, I think if she would have clapped back, she would have been given what he wanted. That attention.
Yeah. You know, he already got a good deal of it, you know. Yeah. And I like Aries Spears. I like him.
Right.
I think he's fun. Yeah. He's a comedian. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't, you know, none of that surprises me. This is what they do. This is what somebody like him definitely does. If you know Aries Spears' career, you know, so he's funny to me. Am I mad? I'm not necessarily upset. But I can see the offenses taken. I understand. I respect it. I think he did what he did. She outdid it with class.
Right. And the internet did its thing.
Yeah.
Respond. All right, take a quick commercial break. We'll come back and we'll find out what is quiet quitting. Have you heard of that? Gen Z is quiet quitting these days. And the White House is clapping back on Republicans who were bashing their student debt policy. We'll come back after this.